Hey, this is my GSH2 guide. I'm finally doing it. In this guide, I'm going to show you how to download and play the game. I'm going to explain all of the important glitches used during the run. I'm going to show you a beginner route for 80% Warpless random seed, and then I'm also going to show you a few more advanced routes. And by advanced, I mean luckier routes. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and also on the GSSH Speedrunning Discord server, which is linked in the description. Okay, now let's get started. Everything you need to start playing the game can be found on the resources tab of the speedrun.com page, which is linked in the description below. First of all, you're going to need Adobe Flash Player. Any version of Flash Player is okay, but I recommend Adobe Flash Player 10 since it has the most consistent frame rate and can actually save you a few frames during the mice minigame. Download it from speedrun.com. I have made a separate folder full of all of the GSH files. I recommend that you do that as well. And next, download GSH2 IGT mod. This is the version of the game with the in-game timer, which is going to help you track your times accurately. Now, go into the folder where you downloaded them. You're going to need to have WinRAR installed on your computer, and after that you can go click here and extract here, and do that for the other folder as well. After that, go into GSH2 timer v2, and you might see that if you try to open this, it won't open with Flash Player, so you're going to have to go into Properties, and where it says Opens With, click Change, choose an app on your PC. Now go to the folder where you have downloaded Flash Player and select Flash Player 10 or whichever version of Flash Player you have and set as default. Apply, OK. And now click on GSH2.swift and it should open in Flash Player, and from now on you can start speedrunning right away. Normally you can reset the run by pressing H on your keyboard. However, since you're playing the random seed category, you have to close and then reopen Flash Player on every attempt where you leave the basement. This is done to prevent RNG manipulation, but it can get quite annoying to keep closing and then reopening the game, which is why I recommend that you go to the speedrun.com page on the resources tab and download the reset macro. First of all, you're going to need auto hotkey. You can get it from the official auto hotkey website. Click download, choose version 1.1, the old one. Once it's finished downloading, double click on the setup, click yes, express installation, and then exit. And now download the reset macro from the speedrun.com page. Once it's downloaded, right click, open with and choose notepad. And here you're going to have to change your Flash Player path to your actual Flash Player path. So go to where you have Flash Player, right click, copy as path, and then Ctrl V to paste it. And you're going to have to do the same for the GSH path. So go to gsh2.swift, right click, and then copy as path, and paste it there. The default key for resetting is G, but you can change it to any key you like. And if you notice any problems with the reset macro, for example it doesn't skip the intro, you can change this sleep timer to a higher number, for example 500. I usually keep it at around 400. And now go to where you have the reset macro, double click, and when you click on this arrow it should have auto hotkey open with the reset macro. So now when you open the game, let's say you want to reset your attempt, you can press G and it's going to close Flash Player and then reopen the game. This is pretty fast. It may not always skip the intro, but if that happens, then you can just click manually, but you shouldn't have too many issues. Very important, once you decide you're done speedrunning for the day, make sure to remember to close auto hotkey, because it can close apps that you don't want to be closed when you press the reset key, which can be very annoying. Diagonal walking is the most used glitch in GSH speedruns. You do it by first pressing one of the arrow keys on your keyboard, let's say left, and then one of the arrows on screen, let's say up. So you'll be going left and then up, which is obviously a lot faster than if you walk normally. You usually want to press left and right with your arrow keys on your keyboard, and up or down with the arrows on screen. This is because you'll be traversing a lot more horizontally than vertically. However, you will notice that if you try to go left and then up to the next room, you will actually walk off screen, which you don't want to happen. So instead, either go normally like this, or diagonal walk like this, up and then left, which will let you go to the next room correctly, but not this one. So if the room is above you, you will want to instead go left and then up to actually end up in the room correctly. Another really important glitch is no clip. The way you use no clip is by right clicking, and then in this right click menu you have to disable play, and once you do that you will be able to walk through objects without them colliding with you. You will not be able to go through other rooms, but this is very useful in this one case where you go through this wardrobe, and when Garfield is about halfway through, you right click and then enable play again to go to the room with the mice minigame. This is known as kitchen skip, since it allows you to play the mice minigame without having to go to the kitchen and unlock the fridge. The next glitch is minigame walking. Unlike the first game, this game lets you move freely during a minigame. Right now I am playing on a modded version of the game where the minigames are transparent so you can see better, but as you can see, you can move freely during the minigame. However, you cannot go to any other room because if you right click, you'll notice that play is disabled, which means that you are right now no clipping. You will have to finish the minigame, and once you finish it, you will be able to go to the next room. There are actually two exceptions to this rule. First of all, the spider minigame. You can actually go through this mouse hole on the right of the room and end up in the spider pattern room. Secondly, the mice minigame. If you exit the room on the exact frame that the minigame starts, you will actually be able to walk through this room during the minigame. Oh, and if you're wondering, if you right click and then enable play, you will actually go straight to the maze. This is known as the warp glitch. However, since you are playing Warpless, you are not allowed to do this, obviously. The last glitch is donut duplication. The way you do it is by completing the spider minigame twice. Firstly, you're going to complete the spider minigame normally, and while this animation plays, go through the mouse hole and then back into the room. As you can see, the spiders are back, so when we collect the donut, we will actually be able to play the spider minigame again. And that's how you get a donut a second time. This works because the game only checks if you have collected 7 total packages of donuts, not if you have collected each individual package. The first thing you want to do is go left and then down. This is so Garfield is a bit bigger, therefore his hitbox is a bit bigger, so he can enter rooms a bit more quickly. Now go left, click on the matches, and then after you click on the matches, go right. If Garfield starts smiling and he goes off screen, then you can just quickly release the input to stop him from going off screen. Now quickly click on the bone and then on the furnace. Go back, click on the bat, diagonal walk, stop diagonal walking, and when you're here, continue to diagonal walk, get the key, go down, and while you're going right, click on the box. If Garfield starts smiling, then you can on diagonal walk to stop the animation. Now go into this room and up the ladder. When you're in the room with the dog, you're going to want to hold left, and while you're holding left, you're going to want to click on the dog and then diagonal walk. If you accidentally hit the dog, that will be a minor time loss, but that isn't a big problem. Now position your cursor around here, so when you enter the room, you're going to be able to click on the remote instantly. Now go into the room with the knight and to check for any chocolate donuts. One can be here and one here. Now go into the room with the piano, and you're going to want to use this mouse hole to end up in the mirror room. If you don't get it first try, you can keep trying, but as you can see, you will sometimes, 50% of the time you will end up in one of these two rooms, which is going to stop you from cycling through the mouse holes. If that happens, just reset the run, it is not worth the time loss. As you can see, got it first try. Now quickly open the minigame, and if there are any chocolate donuts here or here, you're going to want to click on them during this animation. Now during the minigame, go right and stop when you see Garfield about here. You're going to see a few pixels of him. Now the most optimal mirror route goes like this. This is what's considered to be the most optimal, although I do find it to be a bit awkward to do. So instead, I recommend that you just stick to whatever route you find most comfortable. You don't have to use this route. I personally don't use it. And once you're done, you should be in this room. Now go up the ladder. Go right, check for any chocolate donuts. And as soon as you enter this room, click on the donuts, the muffins, and check for any chocolate donuts here or here and click them during the minigame. Now during the minigame you're going to want to go left for about half a second, so you can go to the next room as soon as the minigame finishes. As soon as this appears, you can go left, click, and now when you end up on this ladder, you can either go down and then left, and by going left it is going to push you to the right. Don't ask me how that works, that's just how hitboxes are in this game. Or you can diagonal walk and then diagonal walk again to go off the ladder. I find this to be a bit quicker. Now go into this room, go left, no clip, and when you're about here, stop no clipping. Now you can try the frame perfect mice minigame thing. I failed it, I don't get it most of the time. If you're a beginner you don't have to do it, you can just stay here. And now this is the slot machine of the GSH2 speedrun. You basically have to hope to get as few mice as possible. It's completely dependent on luck and you can't really do anything about it. You can get any number of mice between 1 and 31 if you click all the muffins. Right now my luck is pretty bad. Yeah, that was a lot of mice. Usually it won't be that many. Now go right. Check for any chocolate donuts and now go to the bathroom. Click on the newspaper and the chocolate donut if it is there. Now go down. And go into the room with the spiders. Now quickly open the spider minigame. Now when you click the spiders, make sure that you're holding down the button for at least one frame, otherwise it might not play the whole animation of the newspaper, which will cause it to miss. So just click the spiders as quickly as you can. Now go to the right, and when you can click on the spider pattern window, it means you're in the other room. So now go back, and now when you're in the room with the spiders, you can click on the donuts, and now you can play the spider minigame again. And now go back into the room with the spider painting. Now you can check around here for a chocolate donut. And now before the minigame finishes, go down and stop when Garfield's feet are about here. Now click on the donuts. Now go right and check this room for any chocolate donuts. Now go here, click on the TV quickly, go right, collect the chocolate donuts, get the donuts, and now go right. Stop right here in case there are any donuts here or here. Now go up, and now go into the kitchen in case there are chocolate donuts. And now, okay, now I got lucky, but just in case you have to go left to check if there are any donuts here, and you will not have to do the skeleton minigame since you did the spider minigame twice. Donuts can also appear here or here, but now you can just go to the maze. And now all you have to do in the maze is just use diagonal walking to get through the rooms as fast as possible. If you don't remember the route, I will put a picture of it on screen so you can follow. Now during this part, try to stay as low as possible. Again, if you are lower, Garfield will be able to go through the rooms ever so slightly quicker. And in this room with the clowns, you're going to want to spam click this clown while also going up, trying to hold too high, otherwise you're going to end up in this room. So stay about here and then spam click this clown. While the code appears, I recommend that you try to say it out loud. So for example, you say 54746. I found this helps with memorizing the code quickly. And now just go here. 5 4 7 4 6. Now sometimes the wrong number might appear here. If you trust that you press the button enough times, then that's not a problem. Even if the number is wrong, the game registers the number correctly. But just in case, you can adjust the number so it also matches visually. Now click on this, and during the minigame you can also go up. And now the run is over. Hopefully you got a pretty decent time. And yeah, that's it. The way you improve the beginner route is by skipping some of the rooms with the chocolate donuts. This way you're risking your run, but you can save a few seconds by not visiting those rooms. So for example, this room on the right, it can have one chocolate donut. So if you want to skip one chocolate donut, you can just not visit this room and instead just go down straight to the TV room. If you want to skip 2 chocolate donuts, then you can skip this room with the knight, since it can have 2 chocolate donuts inside. So as soon as you enter the house, you're going to click on the TV remote and then go straight to the mirror room. And after the spider minigame, you're going to want to visit this room, so you're not going to skip it. If you want to skip 3 chocolate donuts, then you should skip the night room. And also the right painting room. If you want to skip 5 chocolate donuts, then you're also going to want to skip the left dining room, so you're going to want to go down and not visit the left dining room. If you want to skip 7 chocolate donuts, then you're also going to want to skip the kitchen, so you're just going to enter this right side of the dining room and then you're going to go back to the library. And if you want to skip 9 chocolate donuts, then you can skip the dining room and the kitchen completely and just go straight to the library. 9 chocolate donuts is the highest amount of donuts that you would reasonably want to skip in a random speedrun. Right now the world record only skips 5 chocolate donuts, and I recommend that as a beginner you don't skip any and try the route without skipping any rooms, so you can actually get used to speedrunning the game. Again, if you have any questions regarding anything in this guide, feel free to ask them in the comments or in the Discord server. Okay, now the guide is over. Go out and speedrun Garfield Scavenger Round 2 Donuts of Doom.